Chapter number 7, Air and Water. Atmosphere is the first topic that we have. Atmosphere is a thick layer of air that surrounds the earth. Atmosphere has 5 layers: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. You can see in the picture all the layers are shown. The first layer of the atmosphere is called troposphere. It is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. It extends from the surface of the earth to about 20 kilometers above it. It contains about 70% of all the air in the atmosphere. Next is stratosphere. It is the second layer of the atmosphere. The ozone layer is located in this layer. Jet planes usually fly in this layer. Temperature in stratosphere increases with altitude. Next is mesosphere. The layer of atmosphere above the stratosphere is called mesosphere. It extends from about 50 km to 85 km above the Earth's surface. Most meteorites that enter the Earth's atmosphere slow down and burn up in this layer. Next is the thermosphere. Thermosphere is the fourth layer of the atmosphere that extends from 85 km to 690 km from the Earth's surface. Space shuttles orbit in this layer. Another layer called ionosphere is also the part of thermosphere. Last layer or the outermost layer is exosphere. It extends from 690 km to the outer space. It protects the earth from meteors and asteroids. Next topic is why the atmosphere is important. Is it important? Yes, it is. It protects us from sun's rays. It provides vital gases like oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. It allows water to circulate around the planet. It protects us from the meteorites. Air composition. We know that air is a mixture of gases. It contains about 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen, and the remaining 1% is made up of other gases. Uses of air. There are many uses of air. The plants and animals need air. Humans need air to breathe. Birds fly in air. We fill air in the balloons and footballs. Air is needed for burning. Air is used to move the things like kite, helicopter, sailboat and windmill. Let us learn through an activity that air is required for burning. A candle burns in the presence of air, but when it is covered, it goes off. It means air is important for burning. Next, let us learn about the properties of air. Number 1. Air occupies space. Crumple a tissue paper and put it inside the glass in such a way that it can stay there. Push the glass upside down inside the water. Slowly pull out the glass and keep it straight. Is the tissue paper dry or wet? It is dry because water could not enter the glass. It was occupied by air. The second property is air has mass. Take a deflated balloon or a football or a balloon on one side of a weighing scale and inflated one on the other side. You will see balloon with air is heavier than the balloon without air. This proves that air has weight or mass. Air exerts pressure. Let us validate. Take a glass and fill it with water up to the brim. Take a piece of cardboard and put it over the glass. Place your hand over the card and quickly turn the glass upside down. Slowly remove your hand from the piece of the cardboard. You will see that water does not flow out because air exerts pressure on the card from below and keeps it. Next, we are going to study about water. About 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. All living things need water to survive. So it is rightly called the elixir of life. Next is properties of water. Pure water has no color, taste or smell. Water is called a universal solvent because it can dissolve a lot of things. It exists as ice in solid state, water in liquid state and steam in gaseous state. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. It can absorb a lot of heat. Impurities in water. Impurities, insoluble impurities or soluble impurities. How to remove these impurities? Number 1 is filtration. Insoluble suspended impurities in water can be removed by the process of filtration. Impure water can be filtered using a physical barrier known as filter paper or activated carbon. For example, we can filter tea or coffee through filtration. Another method is sedimentation or decantation. If water that has insoluble impurities is left to stand undisturbed for some time, the heavy solid impurities settle down at the bottom. This process is called sedimentation. The clear water can now be poured into another container. This is called decantation. But if the impurities are dissolved in water, then there are two methods, evaporation and distillation. The method of changing a liquid into its vapor by heating is called evaporation. You can watch the process how water is evaporated and the impurity is left behind. Distillation is the method of changing liquid into its vapor and then condensing the vapors to get the pure form of that liquid. As you see in the video, you can collect the water vapor and change it back into water by cooling. This water is pure and is called distilled water. The dissolved impurities are left behind in the flask. We know that drinking clean water is necessary to maintain good health. Contaminated water contains germs that can cause diseases. Therefore, we must use clean water at all times. At home, water can be purified by the following methods. Boiling is the safest and most effective method to purify water at home. Or using water purifiers. Nowadays, people use water purifiers to purify water. In towns and cities, water is treated in water treatment plant to make it safe for use. Chlorine is added to filter water to kill germs. This is called chlorination. Now let us summarize. In this chapter, we learned the various layers of the atmosphere, composition of air, properties of air and water, how to differentiate between soluble and insoluble impurities, different ways of purifying water. Thank you.